Alright, howdy y'all. Hope you're having a good day. Today's video is going to be coming to you from Collyanne Noor. Hope I'm not butchering your name. He's done the best breakdown of Joe Biden's stupid gun control speech that I could find. So let's get into it in high speed. And as always, God bless America.
While his son was being convicted for being in illegal possession of a firearm, Joe Biden was giving a speech to the largest anti-gun group in the country. And during that speech, Joe Biden slipped and said the quiet part out loud.
No, I'm serious. Think about it. How much have you heard this phrase? The blood of liberty. Wash it, go. Give me a break. No, I mean it, seriously. And by the way, if they want to think to take on government if we get out of line, which they're talking again about, well, guess what? They need F-15s. They don't need a rifle. Folks,
I'm pretty sure he just threatened the American people with F-15 jets. Like, he really just said that. We need F-15s. So in other words, if we got he could just literally send in F-15s to kill everybody. That's literally what he just said.
look, this is crazy what we're talking.
In case you missed it, the quiet part is if we get out of line.
If we get out of line.
That line right there solidifies everything we in the gun community have been saying about the purpose of the Second Amendment, and Joe Biden just admitted it.
If we get out of line.
His message is clear. If you're going to take on the government, you need the appropriate arms. You mean like the arms in the Second Amendment when it said the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed? But for years, you and the anti-gun lobby have been trying to feed us this lie that the Second Amendment is about hunting and the militia and has nothing to do with checking the government. Yet here you are, the President of the United States, the personification of said government, telling me
if we get out of line,
there's nothing you can do about it because you don't have the necessary arms. And then you start laughing about it. Those are the words of a bully, not an elected president who sees himself as a representative.
That's a tyrant. Joe Biden is a tyrant, not a president.
Of the people, and then you dismiss the Tree of Liberty quote like it was said by some ragamuffin in the backwoods of Georgia.
The blood of liberty. Wash it, go. Give me a break.
Biden
can't even say it. The blood of liberty washes. The tree of liberty needs to be cleansed with the blood of tyrants and patriots.
Those are the words of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, talking about give me a break. You can't even remember the words of the quote, much less understand its meaning. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Those are the words, Joe. This is a quote from a letter written by Thomas Jefferson about the Shays' Rebellion, which was an armed uprising in 1786 by farmers in Western Massachusetts who were protesting high taxes, debt, and economic hardship. Sound familiar? These farmers used their arms under the Second Amendment to go up against the government. And guess what, Joe? They lost the battle, but they regained their liberty because the government didn't want to deal with this happening again. They ended up cutting taxes and gave the farmers more time to pay off their debts. That is the literal example of how citizens can use their arms to check a much stronger and powerful government under the Second Amendment. Thomas Jefferson didn't even really agree with the reason for Shays' Rebellion and said they were founded in ignorance, not wickedness. But he did agree with them taking up arms to protect what they believed was a tyrannical government intruding on their liberties. He wrote in the exact same letter that you're quoting or trying to misquote in this particular speech, what country can preserve its liberties if their rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Let them take arms. The Second Amendment isn't about winning. It isn't about overthrowing a government. It's about principle and an ideology that says if you don't have the power and the freedom to check your government, you don't have freedom. When the founding fathers took up arms against the most powerful military in the world, they did it because they rather die fighting for their freedom than live under the oppression of the government. The American Constitutional Army had muskets and musty hats, while the British military had the British Royal Navy, the most powerful navy in the world, which would be the equivalent of having an F-15 today. And guess what, Joe? They won. The stupid little Americans and their silly little rifles. And what's funny is Joe Biden is admitting that the only way to keep him and the government in check if they get out of line is if the people have the appropriate arms.
They need F-15s.
Which is why the Second Amendment didn't say rifles or handguns. It said arms. And yet here you are trying to ban the people from owning what you believe is the least effective arms to fight you and the government if you get out of line. And these are your words, not mine.
They don't need a rifle. Folks, look, this is crazy what we're talking.
As far as I'm concerned, AR-15s are the bare minimum when it comes to the Second Amendment. But the fact that Joe Biden is screaming, ban assault weapons?
Ban assault weapons.
And just so we're clear, assault weapons are banned. You have to have a special license to own a fully automatic weapon. An assault weapon is something that is fully automatic. So, he's an idiot. They're already banned.
Who in God's name needs a magazine which can hold 200 shells? Nobody, that's right.
This tells me he understands how powerful the people can really be if they all had these silly little rifles and were dead set on fighting to protect their freedoms. And he should understand this because he's been in politics his whole life. So he's had a front row seat to watch the people in Afghanistan with rifles, flip-flops, and an ideology that they refuse to give up take on every major military in the world for decades and still win. So Joe Biden, Take your F-15 and shove it. Oh, and right now, before it ends, there's a sale right now going on at shop.mrcoleonnoir.com. You'll get 15% off your order when you use the code DADDAYT. And if that order contains a t-shirt, maybe something like this Let's Go Brandon shirt, or any other shirt for that matter, you'll also get an additional CN or a white homosexual t-shirt to go along in your order for free. So,
all right, that's the end of the video. I'll let him get his plug in there. Yeah, Joe Biden literally just threatened the American people with F-15s. So, this guy's pretty sharp when it comes to the Second Amendment. And that's today's video. If you like the video, like it. If you like it a lot, you want more high-speed news in half the time, go ahead and subscribe. Till the next time, God bless you all.